This information is for educational purposes only, does not constitute legal advice, and does not create an attorney-client relationship. If you need legal assistance about a legal problem, contact an attorney. You're watching Healthcare Pros Charting Texas, where we break down your medical license risks and regulations in just a few minutes. I'm Simone Murphy, and this is your Friday Focus, brought to you by Know Your Regulator. This month, I am joined by licensed psychologist and professional licensed defense attorney, Dr. Brian Russell. He's here to help us break down why regulatory smart legal help is a must for every healthcare professional. Let's get into it. So let's start with setting the scene for our viewers. Can you talk about what makes holding a professional license different from working in other types of careers?
Yeah, being a member of a regulated profession has its pros and its cons. I mean, when you have to get a license to do what you do, it does create the barriers to entry for other people to, not just anyone can then come into the field. However, it does add a layer of complexity to doing the work. It adds a layer of oversight that you have to be conscious of all the time, how what you're doing might be interpreted by the regulatory board that oversees your profession, where other professions, painters, house painters don't have that, don't have to
Right.
worry about getting a license to do it, and unless maybe they just need a general business license or something in the state. But generally, that would be an example of a profession where, they could do a good job or not so good of a job, and that's just going to affect how many people want to use them in the future, maybe, and what kind of reviews they might get on Google. But there's not going to be this risk that a bunch of other painters who have gotten on a painting licensing board are going to say, you didn't measure up to the regulations governing the painting profession in our state, and so we're going to take away your ability to keep painting. And so it does create a layer of concern that a licensed professional has to have really at all times when they're practicing their professions.
That concludes this segment of Healthcare Pros Charting Texas. If this clip has got you thinking differently about your legal risks or your current representation, be sure to follow us so that you get notified when the full episode drops at the end of the month. We'll continue to release clips every Friday at noon, so be sure to follow along and stay up to date. Remember, when your license is your livelihood, knowledge and the right lawyer are powerful.
Know Your Regulator, the podcast that inspires you to engage.